Cubs win. Game 4 is today, tonight, 8:08.
8:08.
8:08.
Don't miss it. Stay up. It will be worth it. Yes, there's positivity in the air. Yes, you can blame some of us who picked the Cubs for being a little bit into our feelings and maybe following our hearts over our head. Two things can be true in my mind. Brewers are a better team. 1 through 26, they are the best team in baseball during the regular season for a reason. And you can also believe in that context, the Cubs are in a position where with Matthew Boyd, who's very good at Wrigley Field, different pitcher at home than he is on the road, can take this to Game 5, can extend the game and the series one more day until Saturday. So that happens tonight. I hope it does, and I might be putting those hopes against what really could happen because Freddie Peralta is really, really good.
He handled that first game very well.
He did. And you wonder what that did to his psyche, what that does to the Cubs hitters against him.
Yeah.
He'll adjust. They'll adjust.
Yeah.
And whoever makes the best adjustments will be celebrating tonight. But I think that the Cubs have a shot. Don't expect many lineup changes. And who knows what the Brewers will do in response to having a lefty on the mound. Andrew Vaughn likely back in the lineup. Murph likes to mix things up, though. He'll probably have a surprise or two.
312-644-6767. I think Matt has an excellent point. Matt is in Antioch. Hey, Matt.
Morning, gentlemen. Was the last segment, a lot was mentioned about Michael Busch hitting a home run again in the leadoff spot. Do you honestly think that they're going to give him anything good to hit while Peralta's on the mound being a righty?
Maybe not. That'd be okay, though. Base runners. You need base runners. And if you want to pitch around Michael Busch.
Wouldn't you pitch around?
Yeah, I would try to because he's the guy that has proven to be the one who can hit the ball out of the park consistently. And you don't want to be beaten by a home run. But if you're the Cubs, you accept that. That's why he's there. And he's let off with homers in two games. He's not going to see a strike.
If he doesn't hit a home run to open the game and he doesn't get on base, can you score in the first inning?
No. It's funny. That
was the most defeatist no I've ever heard.
I think he's the catalyst. He's the guy that you want leading off. I think we talked yesterday about him batting third, but he's the one that fills you with the most hope offensively. The Cubs can do what they did last night for the first time in 13 playoff games dating back to 2017, and that score more than 3 runs.
We've got Mo. He's on the road. Hey, Mo.
Good morning, Mo.
Hey, good morning, guys. So actually a long-time listener, first-time caller, and I do happen to be a Brewers fan, but I just wanted to communicate that despite everything you guys are saying, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little nervous about tonight's game, and I think in large part that's due to Wisconsin sports playoff trauma. And the Brewers have found ways to lose the most unimaginable games in the past. I am very confident in Freddie Peralta. However, the Cubs seemed to be a lot better yesterday with situational hitting, even though, I would say for Cubs fans it wasn't to their standard at all or to the players. But, despite saying all that, I'm not going to lie to you. Prior to the series, I thought you were a little dismissive over the best team in baseball. And then you just happen to say you just proved me wrong, though, because you literally just said the Brewers are the best and they're better than the Cubs. But it's the playoffs; anything could happen. So I'm a little nervous.
So Gutless Mo is accusing David of being cocky. Is that what I just heard?
Mo's not gutless.
He's nervous. He's a nervous wreck.
I will take his criticism. I accept that.
It's hard being from Wisconsin.
If I was dismissive of the Brewers,
tough it up, Buttercup.
I don't think I was. It was not intentional. I didn't want to be. It might have been trying to have a little bit of wishful thinking. I didn't want to be dismissive. I respect Pat Murphy more than any manager in baseball. But I did think the Cubs could find a way, and I did pick the Cubs in 5.
Let's call him Low Mo as opposed to Big Mo. And
the
reality, Mo, is that the Mo is the next day's starting pitcher.
And the Cubs have it.
And
The Cubs have it tonight.
well, no, I was going to say the Brewers have it
Well,
tonight.
I don't know. I don't know, Mo. I think that
No Mo.
I appreciate the phone call though, Mo, because you do have to remember that. But Matthew Boyd at Wrigley Field is different than Matthew Boyd in Milwaukee. Can we agree on that? Do you think that? I know you picked the Brewers, and I understand the why. But Matthew Boyd,
I don't know, David. I don't know, and I'm not supposed to say that, but I did not like the Matthew Boyd I saw in Milwaukee.
nor did I.
I did not care for the Matthew Boyd I saw in the last two playoff starts.
Nor did
of
I.
his.
But I do
So,
think this.
I hope that he is rested and better and feeling better.
This is the fifth day.
Okay.
And on the fifth day, he pitched. And on the fifth day that he pitched, he's going to be better equipped to get into the fifth inning.
How many months are we into the season?
It's
He's
October.
He's a different pitcher
It's October
now
9th. The
than he
season has
was
been
earlier.
6 months old.
Yeah. So
He's thrown more innings than he has. We can talk
in the history of forever.
in the history of his career.
He's thrown like 190 some. What did the pitch totals? He threw 263, I think it is, over the last 5 years.
Yeah, but you just
and
talked
now he's
about
on like one.
we
heading
just
to
talked
2.
about momentum. Let me also introduce you to the concept or the thing called adrenaline. There's adrenaline that will be flowing tonight.
Just so you know,
Just so you
when
know.
you hit 34, the adrenaline doesn't kick in. You need
It's got to kick in.
you need something to give you a
It's
little.
now or never, Matt.
If I were him,
Matthew
I'd
Boyd.
be drinking the fully leaded coffee that used to be in the dugout.
Well, they need to get it back tonight.
There you go.
Whatever he needs to
That's
do to put himself in the state of mind. But I do think he will be better than he was in Milwaukee because it would be hard to be worse. And also because these are familiar, friendly confines, if you will. And
Yes.
he pitches much better here, and the splits support that.
He'll get out of the first inning this time. That's great.
He could get to the fifth.
Really?
Yes.
With Craig Counsell managing it?
See, that's the thing. Here's, in all seriousness, here's one of the bigger issues, unresolved questions to me tonight. The bullpen was taxed yesterday. Mm-hmm. I think Brad Keller was tremendous in getting the outs that he got.
He got 4 outs.
And he got 4 of them.
Yeah.
You also had to go to Caleb Thielbar, who had the swing and miss stuff. We can talk all we want about what the Cubs don't have in their bullpen and how they're not built for this. Caleb Thielbar said, I heard all of that stuff. Thank you very much. I'm going to strike out 2. And he got you 2 outs, big ones. Then you saw Kittredge, who didn't have it. But he's also a guy that will come back tonight and not be phased. Palencia, you saw him throw the Gasalencia for an inning.
Okay.
You had Pomerantz. You had your A team out of the bullpen. Do you have the A team tonight?
Well,
Is this your A relief staff? It's got to be, doesn't it?
who do you see in the second inning? Is it Soroka or is it Savali?
Okay, if they go to Michael Soroka in the second inning, just don't call or text. I will be unavailable for an hour. Please don't call or text. Respect my privacy, because Michael Soroka is not who I want to see on the mound in the second inning. Because if you see him on the mound, something's gone terribly wrong.
Savali is
No,
that's your choice.
no. Either one of those guys
Okay.
will only remind me of who should be on the roster but isn't, because Javier Assad should be and isn't. And Savale and Soroka are the mop-up crew. If they're mopping up in the second inning, it's football season again.
Texter wants to know, why haven't we seen Ben Brown?
Well, I don't think that there has been a need or where he's been the better option.
Mm-hmm.
Ben Brown is somebody that I thought you could have gone to. We talked about that the other day. We saw him in game 1, and he was, it was fine. But that was in a much different circumstance, and it was lower leverage. They don't trust Ben Brown in a high leverage situation, but they might have to tonight. They might have to tonight, because if you get in a spot where you want his velocity and you don't want to go to Palencia just yet, maybe he comes in. I kind of oddly trust him more than the other 2 you mentioned.
Okay. I mean, we're just talking about who's available. That's all. Brandon is in Batavia. Hey, Brandon.
Hey, how's it going?
Good.
So just wanted to talk a little bit about just my thoughts on the series. It felt like yesterday was really like the first real close, tight game. And I think as this series gets deeper with game 4 tonight, just baseball being a game of inches is going to be such a bigger deal. Like the diving play by Frelick in right field to Rob Suzuki, I think it was, that was incredible by the Brewers.
Great play.
The rundown that the Cubs had between third and home, like that was very close. Like at a moment,
wow, how about that? What if Matt Shaw couldn't get that ball out? You know what I mean? He was struggling to pull the ball out of his mitt. If that guy dives at home plate, what's the conversation today regarding
not good
Shaw?
Not good.
Exactly. And then, PCA diving for that ball, that's a tough play. I don't think most center fielders make that play, but you just felt like he should have made it. So it just was a game of inches, and they got away with the win. I think for tonight, if we're celebrating a Cubs Game 4 victory, I think it's because there's several highlight reel plays in the game tonight. We need, like, those Dansby Swanson, Nico Horner double plays that we had in Game 3 with the Padres. And just the last thing I'll say is, so frustrated with Ian Happ. I would love to see him maybe move down in the order. It's tough because he's such a streaky hitter, and you never know when he's going to have that random game where he pops off 2 homers and a double, but he's just not getting it done right now. And he's got this uppercut swing that's just leading to all these pop-ups. So frustrating to watch, and I'd love to get your thoughts on that.
Great phone call. I agree with you on almost everything he said, and I think the devotion of Craig Counsell to Ian Happ is something that every employee would want from their boss. It's almost blind loyalty. It's almost like this belief that he's going to succeed regardless of the evidence that you have suggesting he won't. He's not been hot. He can get hot. But Mully, where are we with Ian Happ, expectation-wise? He's batting 5th, and this is what I was talking about. Who's going to have this moment where you look at and they're going to be somebody that is a highlight reel home run or big double? Ian Happ needs to have that big hit. We keep waiting and waiting and waiting, and Craig Counsell's not going to move him in the order.
No, he's getting opportunities.
He's getting chances.
So, let's hope he's a streaky hitter and he gets hot. I don't know what to tell you. I don't think he's coming out of the lineup.
No, and I don't think Matthew
Shaw is coming out of the lineup.
I don't either.
So if you're not going to move him, and we have described him as an automatic out, simply because he hasn't had a hit in the playoffs.
He hasn't had a hit in 2 weeks. I mean, his last hit came 2 weeks ago, tomorrow. And that's something that is a problem, but defensive runs saved and run prevention, and I get all that. And you mentioned the rundown that he played. Well, if he had botched that, there'd be cries for him to come out of the lineup because he's an offensive liability but a defensive asset. I think right now you're going to err on the side of having the shored up defense because this is a team that is here because of his pitching and defense.
Let's try Jack. Jack's on the road. Hey, Jack.
Hey, good morning. Yeah, I just my call is regarding the bottom half of the order and Ian Happ. And I think, given it the eye test, Ian Happ is he's batting like he's the leadoff guy yet. He takes so many pitches, and it's frustrating. The first pitch they seem to throw him is always a strike. And he takes it. And if he just starts getting more aggressive with his swing, I think he'll be fine. Just hit the ball. And, he's setting himself up for failure. It's like that one pitch, the slider or the one that drops like last night. It's like, oh, my God, And Matt Shaw, come on, man, see ball, hit ball. Just relax. You're better than this. So anyways, thanks, guys.
Is he? Do we know that?
Yeah,
I'm with you on Ian Happ. I don't know about Matt Shaw. I've lost a lot of confidence in his ability to come through with the bat of late just because it's been so long since he's contributed. I know he's got the walks. It's not going to do a ton to it's okay. He's not had a good postseason. But Ian Happ is an interesting one because there's this belief that he's going to come through. And he just needs to come through.
Longest serving Cub?
Longest tenured athlete in Chicago.
Not going anywhere.
No.
Look at his contract. Rich is in Milwaukee. Hey, Rich.
I think PCA deserves to be moved up in the lineup ahead of the catcher for sure. I also think that Cotton Ray should start. I still believe the two lefties are too tired. They should be saved for Game 5.
You don't want to save anybody for Game 5. Appreciate where you're coming from, Rich, but you don't want to be the manager that saves pitchers for a game you never play. You don't want to go full Lupinella here. You can't do that.
Let's try Jordan. He's on the road. Hey, Jordan.
Hey, do you think the council maybe pull a Tony La Russa or Remember the 2020 playoffs? Dane Dunning gave up 2 hits, and he was out of the game. What kind of leash do you think he'll have?
I don't remember that, actually. Dane Dunning, 2 hits and gone? Pulled a La Russa? I don't think that they will be as patient with Matthew Boyd tonight as they would in normal circumstances. Huh? That's a good call. That's a good call, Jordan. I think whether it's a Tony La Russa reaction or just common sense, it is now or never. It is win or your season is over. So if Matthew Boyd doesn't have velocity or command, I don't think they're going to stick with him out of sentimental value or for reasons that are related to just because he's a good guy.
Let's try Taylor. Taylor's on the road.
Morning, guys. Appreciate the taking the call this morning. I love the optimism we're feeling here. Obviously, different situation yesterday, but I think it's the game, and this might cause some issues, but the game of the unsung hero. I think Shaw or Happ pull it through tonight. I'd love to see some ball movement. I think it's been a lot of strikeouts. I think we are finally going to start laying off some of the pitches, maybe more so Matt Shaw, the up and in stuff that he's been swinging for the fences at. I got a good feeling about these guys coming through in a big moment and being clutch. See if we can get something pulled off tonight. Cubs in 5.
Wow, thanks for the phone call. Cubs in 5. I can still believe, this might be illogical, I can still believe the Cubs can win in 5 and the Brewers have a better team because they won 97 games. I don't think that's contradictory. It might be a little Pollyanna-ish. I get that. It's the playoffs. Odd things happen in the postseason.